Well, hello everybody, it's me again, and once again I'm eating. I just made homemade ice cream. I think perhaps the easiest homemade ice cream you've ever seen, and I really like it. I've done this in a couple of flavors in the past. This one is strawberry, which is the first one that I did. Originally I did it with my own alpine strawberries, but they're gone by already. But this is a strawberry ice cream made with boughten strawberries. No cooking, no custard to be made, nothing to cool, no eggs used. And it is packed with strawberry flavor and cream. It's very nice. Very simple to make, only takes a few minutes. We've got an ice cream freezer, so let's get at it and I'll make it for you. Well, as you already know, I'm making strawberry ice cream. I think the easiest and the best ice cream I've ever made. And it's not my recipe, of course, it's Chef John. If you watch his YouTube videos or whatever, he has a lot of excellent things out there. But this one is an ice cream that doesn't have to be cooked. Doesn't have any eggs in it. So a normal ice cream you would start by cooking a custard and straining it and everything to make sure there was no lumps left in it, and then it has to cool for at least 12 hours before you put it in the freezer. Well, this eliminates all of that and makes an excellent ice cream. You start with 12 ounces of strawberries, which I have washed and hulled and cut into pieces here. The first time I made this, I made it with my own alpine strawberries out of my hoop house, which took several days to collect 12 ounces of them. I kept freezing them, but it was really good. I'm not sure what it would be like with just these ordinary out of season berries that you get now. That, well, no, they look like a strawberry, but they're not as tasty as the local grown ones. 3/4 of a cup of sugar in my ancient blender here. And there we go. You just blend it until it's all mixed in, and then it sets for 10 minutes. Well, it's had its 10 minutes of resting and sugar acting on the berries or whatever. And now you add 2 cups of heavy cream, whipping cream, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if this one is American, if it gives you the butter fat. No, it doesn't, I guess, but anyway, it's heavy cream. And a cup of whole milk. This just about fills the blender. And this gets blended just to combine everything. And also it should slightly thicken it. Okay. Whoa, full to the brim. Now, got to mix in a teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm using the vanilla paste again. I've made an ice cream similar to this, which was just vanilla flavored, using the vanilla paste, and it was as good as this, just a different flavor. You're going to think that this being so simple that it isn't going to be good ice cream. Well, I suggest you try it. I was blown away. Probably the best tasting ice cream I've ever had. At least, certainly the best tasting I've ever made myself. A little bit of salt, just a pinch. And yeah, I've got to take some of that off the top. I fluffed it up too much, I think. take out some of the, so I can put the cover back on. It might be an old blender, but it really works. I can see the little flecks of the vanilla seeds from the paste. That is it. It is now ready to go in the freezer. I'll put it in the freezer in just a second here. There's my very simple Cuisinart ice cream freezer set up and ready to go. You keep this part in the freezer all the time, or well, it has to be in the freezer for a day or two before you can use it anyway. I don't know what's in it. Some kind of a liquid that freezes, but it's not, definitely not water, and it gives off its cold and makes the ice cream for you over an hour or so. I say an hour or so. These things are all different, and it depends on what kind of ice cream you're making. Some are ready faster than others. I think that's set up. I will bring you back when this is finished and ready to come out of the freezer. Hope you can hear me. It's just been going a few minutes, but I forgot something that I wanted to say. Also in Chef John's instructions, recipe, whatever, which the link will be down below, he has the option of adding a few drops of red food coloring. Well, I don't do that. Up until this point, it's been a perfectly wholesome and high fat content and a bit of sugar, but a perfectly wholesome product, and I wouldn't add food coloring to it, even if it was just vegetable food coloring. But I like the color that it turns out to be anyway, just a nice light pink. I don't know, if you added a couple of drops of red, I guess it would just be a darker pink. This has been going about 40 minutes and it's done. So, machine's even getting warm, but I don't want it to get to the point where it starts melting again. At this point the ice cream is, well, maybe a bit firmer than what you would think of as soft serve. Actually, this is firmer than it usually is. But what I do at this point is put it into a container with a lid, and you freeze it for 1 to 2 hours until it's a consistency that you can scoop easily. This is fairly firm already. I like the beater you get to clean the beater off with a spoon later. There's some down around the sides, but not as much as there usually is. This froze quite well. I think I got it at just the right time. I'll just smooth that off and put it in the freezer for an hour or two. A couple of hints here. If you've made homemade ice cream before, you probably know that after it's been in the freezer for a while, it is much harder than ice cream that you buy from the store. And there's a reason for that. The ice cream from the store is a nice product, but it's got air whipped into it. And the ice cream machine, large commercial one that they use to make the store-bought ice cream, whips air into the ice cream, and that makes it so that it doesn't freeze as solid. So the thing to do is if it has got too hard in your freezer, about an hour before you're going to serve it, take it out and put it in the refrigerator part of the fridge, and that will soften it. Just don't forget that it's there or you'll have a puddle. Well, you have already seen me try some of this at the beginning of the video. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I hope you try this very easy to make ice cream.